Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual View. I'm Elizabeth. I'm one of 7 here. We're just missing Marsha. Hey, Marsha, we love you. Happy Friday, everyone. We're so excited to be here on this full moon, super moon in Taurus. So much going on. I can't wait to bring Dawn in to fill everybody in. And for so many reasons we have to be grateful, but I do want to remind you guys how grateful we are that you're here growing with us. Please remember to share, bring friends, and we want to thank you so much for the generous donations and tips that you give us as we grow here. So thank you. I don't always say that, but we definitely all are super grateful. So with that, I am going to turn it over. Well, no, wait. Everybody say hi. Everybody say Dawn is here. We've got Jen. Jump in there. Angie with Learn Love Tarot. Wendy's here. And Sari. We're just missing one. So do know that we have content every day from each of us. These lives twice a week and our monthly special where we give away a free reading. So I think
which is going to be next Friday. It's typically the third Friday of the month, which is today, but we kind of got rushed, so it's going to be next Friday.
Yeah. Thank you for that. See why I need all the input I can get. Okay, now let's get a little bit grounded. So I'm going to turn it over officially to Sari, and thank you. Thank you guys again.
All right, everyone, we made it through the week. Yay. All right, if you're in a chair or laying down, just close your eyes and get settled. We're just going to quickly clear our space and give gratitude and grace for being together as one community. A deep breath in and release. Another deep breath in and release. And as you get settled into your body and continue to take some nice deep cleansing breaths, let all the worries and concerns of the week, let them float away. And we're just going to clear gently each chakra as this beautiful sparkly rainbow light comes down all the way through, starting through the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root. The rainbow light continues down, comes out our toes, deep into Mother Earth, grounding our energy, securing our space, allowing us to feel safe and protected. The beautiful white light and the rainbow light come back up from Mother Gaia, coming all the way back through our energy systems, clearing, aligning, and cleansing, all the way up to the crown, connecting us up to the heavens with all there is. And that beautiful white light, infused with rainbows and rainbow light, comes around each of us in a cone of protected light. Archangel Michael is here for protection and strength. We're calling in our guides and angels and ancestors to be with us today, and let this all come to our highest and greatest good as we celebrate one community together. And we are clear. All right, Dawn, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Wow, what a day. So earlier today, Saturn turned direct, and what you've been working on or what's been giving you problems in Pisces is going to straighten itself out now that Saturn has gone direct. Now, all this work that you've been doing will start working out for you, that you will be moving forward with this energy. And this is why it's a good time to manifest today. And what I want to talk about briefly is the full moon. And I'm going to mention the asteroid goddesses because they make sense with what's going on here. So the full moon is ruled by Selene. Selene, with the full moon, the moon is actually at 24 degrees of Taurus. At 25 degrees of Taurus is Uranus. So we have this unexpected break free energy, maybe getting a higher connection, getting a higher thought, and a surprise things that are unexpected. That's the joy of some things, when something unexpected breaks you out of old patterns. So I like this energy of Selene. And then you have the other two goddesses that are the triple moon goddess. The other one is Artemis. Artemis is at the same exact degree as the sun in Scorpio at 24 degrees. So how unusual is that we have this whole matchup going with Artemis, who is the ruler of the crescent moon phase in that area. She was the one you would picture as holding an arrow, a bow and arrow, right? That energy of Artemis about moving things forward and getting things done. Now, we also have Hecate in the mix. Hecate is one of the three moon goddesses, and she's the goddess of the dark of the moon, and she's what is setting for new moon intentions. She is at the same degree opposite Chiron, about healing, that healing energy that Chiron can bring us at that 19 degrees of Aries. Now, Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads. So it's about making a decision regarding healing. You have to make the decision. You have to make the commitment to what you're releasing or what you're moving away from. And that energy of, the South Node of Libra, the toxic relationships, toxic patterns. But the decision has to be made. It's not like you can wish it away. You have to make a decision and act upon it. So I just wanted to touch on those briefly. Those are the things that are, to me, the strongest things that are going on right now, because they're exact degrees that are going on in the charts right now. This full moon is just full of things that you could do a 2-hour talk about, but those are the things that it's going to be for manifesting. And we opened the portal this week on the 1/1 portal on November 1st. This portal till January 11th. And that is the day the nodes change signs, and we will have the North Node going into Pisces. So this is that energy of getting rid of all of the toxic things in our lives that were bad patterns, bad things that we learned from childhood, and then moving forward with what is going to be for our greatest and highest good, our own sovereignty, which is the North Node in Aries, where again, Chiron is in Aries. So it's amazing that all of this is going on. And I did point out before we went on the air that Chiron takes 50 years to get around to the exact same degree again. And the fact that on this full moon, he's at 19 and Hecate is at 19, who takes about 5 years to go around, that they're at opposing degrees. It's like, okay, you need healing, but you have to make the decision. So I want everybody to think about that as we move forward. And I guess we will go on from here. And are we ready to start? Oh, any questions I should ask for? Yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth.
Well, I was thinking about Saturn in that regard, kind of coming out of the fog and making us make those decisions in a whole new world because of Pluto. Well, everything's shifting.
Right.
So, like, we have to shift.
Right.
We have to shift.
Right.
So you've got to make these decisions and go, or you're just like really left behind. I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but like, it's like a real kick in the pants in a way, but in a positive way, right? Such a positive way.
What was it that Angie was saying to us before, where she was talking about you have to make the decision? I would like her to pick up with that.
Like making the intention very, very clear, simply because we got to remember that we've spent since the end of June in this retrograde in Pisces with Saturn there. So this will literally be the third time we're about to experience this same energy. And think about it like a stick shift car. If you weren't there for when we talked about that, the first time we went through these degrees, it's going to be look in your chart for 13 to 20 degrees Pisces. Wherever that chunk is, know that we've already went in first gear. We've traveled those degrees, On June, I put a list actually on my community page today of all the dates in case you are a journaler. Then this is going to be really advantageous to you because you'll know when you experience these. So you're going to kind of know what to expect. Obviously, a little bit different energies because of sun and other things that play into it. But since June 29th, when we went into retrograde, we've been backing up. We started there at 20. So we've been in reverse since June 29th, going all the way back down from 20 down to 13. Now we're shifting into first gear again, and we go back 13 all the way forward. So we know what we're rolling with. We're rolling into a sword in a museum, and that is the sharpness of intent. We have to develop that. And that is simply due to examining. That way we can deal with examining challenges effectively. We've already been through this. So what did we do last time? What worked? What didn't work? And if it didn't work when we were in first gear the first time and we reflected on it in reverse, let's try to change it up and change and sharpen down and really narrow down that intention moving forward. Because if the other way you didn't like how that turned out, if we don't like an outcome, we can go, okay, that didn't work so great, or that did work great. Let me repeat it and then throw some even more energy on it to amplify that. So really narrowing down what has happened, being able to go back through June and go through those degrees and go, okay, this is what's going to end up protecting us from unwanted or obtrusive energies that we dislike. So that discernment, sharpening that sword is really going to be important moving forward. And if we've felt held back since the end of June, then this is Daddy Sadie going, okay, those of us that did the work, in this degrees of Pisces, it's about spirituality and dedication and examining other modes of beliefs. And what did we learn, if it was anything useful, and did we share that with others? So moving forward, look back to the past, the dates are in there, and then hone in on what did I like, what didn't I like, what worked, what didn't work, and then double down on the things that did work if that was your experience.
Absolutely. Would you all say to even look back as far as 2008 and like 2014, 2016 maybe? Without getting too deep into the astrology, I think we've been through like
Well, that
since
would be for
2008.
Pluto. Yeah.
Like
The big
all
daddy
of it.
lesson. Yeah, the big
Daddy
the
Sadie.
big
But yeah, like all that.
This is
And
just
if
for
I look
Daddy
back,
Sadie, but yeah.
yeah, if I look back, it's crazy time. So I'm ready. I'm ready to sharpen my tools. Anybody else have anything to add to that? Dawn does.
No, I really do feel that with Neptune getting ready to kind of bop in and out of Pisces, it's right now retrograde, but Saturn is a co-ruler of Pisces. And the fact that it's there and it's in its rulership, it's allowing us to dream. And I love that Saturn is there and now turning direct, because Saturn makes dreams real. And what maybe has been bothering you or has been in retrograde, what maybe it's going about over the degrees that she mentioned, it went all the way back to 12 degrees. So anything in that range was gone over 3 times. It's going to be gone over 3 times. So now it's going to be put in that faster gear as it moves forward, as Angie was talking about using it, the shifter. So it's now we're ready to get things going. We've got a taste of it. Then we had to rework everything because Saturn makes you work always and very hard. And now it's moving forward. And so those things that you were working on are going to start to materialize for you. And that's why I think this is a perfect time to set those intentions and releases, release what isn't working for you and set intentions with this 111 energy, which I'm still getting 1111 and 1110s everywhere when I look. And even when I don't look, it just like, jumps up at you. That I think that this is something that is really going to help everyone as we're okay, carry water, chop wood. That's, that's Saturn energy. We're going to get the work done. Now we're moving forward. It's time. We've hashed this out. We've got rid of most of the problems, and now we're moving forward. So I think that's the energy that you need to take with, because I think it's so strong. There's so many things going on in the chart, but they're actually always to our greatest and higher good, right? So with that, I guess if there's no other questions, I guess we'll start reading, and Sari will be the person as our go-to for the first person. So go ahead.
I want to remind everybody, if you would like a reading from us, put a heart in the comments, and we'll be choosing from who we are most pulled to.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll start with 3.
Yeah, and we're going to ask 2 questions. I know, hi Elizabeth. We're asking 2 questions as it relates to this new moon. What do we need to release to manifest our transformation as we navigate through these energies? And the second question is, what is Spirit's advice for you moving forward? So I chose Jamie today. Hi, Jamie. And I wanted to tell you what cards I pulled. So 111 has been surreal. The first card about release was the moon. And actually there are 2 wolves, and Dawn was going through this in her reading today about which wolf do you feed? And do you feed the one of fear, or do you fear the one of love? And so this is a card, Jamie, for you in this full moon time, to release any fear of anything that's been holding you back from your dreams. And Spirit's advice for you, I actually had 2 cards, and I just got my For the Love of Dragons because I was so inspired by Dawn's cards, and I got this beautiful card for you. What are you going to release, or what are you going to unleash is the appropriate word. It's called this is the Wild Child, and so this is something about you going after your dreams. But it says, never let the tame ones tell you how to live. Your inner wild is always calling you back to remember who you were before the world told you who you should be. Just as a dragon never apologizes for its fire, you should never apologize for the wild child that roams in the forest of your heart. You were born untamed. Stay that way. So there's a message around moving forward. Spirit's guidance is, let your wild child hang out and be you, and don't be afraid. And the second card that flew out was from the Shaman's Dream, and this is called the Magician's Sword. It's a very similar message. Confidence in your magic. It's a beautiful card. I love this sword. And Jamie, what it says is confidence in your magic. Nothing can stop you, the beauty you seek. When the Magician's Sword appears, you are called to cut the cords that bind you to old thoughts and beliefs, or to friends who are not true. With the power of the Magician's Sword, nothing can stop you, hurt you, or turn you away from the beauty you seek or the goal that you desire with all of your heart. The sword is a tool, not a weapon. So make sure you wield it wisely and for the greatest good. Find the stuck places where you are kept tethered, perhaps to a toxic person or situation, or a faulty thought or belief, and let the blade do its magic. When the Magician's Sword appears, it's time to get moving. It's not a tool for contemplation. It's an instrument called for divisive action. So I think letting go of any fears that have held your inner child back and allowing you to create this magic that you seek is the ticket for you for this full moon. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. And Jamie, it was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to read for Tim. I did notice that Tim had mentioned that his Chiron is 17 degrees in Pisces birth chart. Okay, so I wanted to address the questions. I wanted to say that the first thing is, what do you need to release to bring in this full moon? And what I got, and with that knowledge of your Chiron being at 17 degrees, which you've already had the hit of Saturn going back over, I think that you've had a time of it. And I had 3 cards volunteer to come out. The first one was the Page of Coins. It's this starting something physically new energy. And I think that that is one step. And I think it's something about This represents Heidi in this particular deck. It's about something physically new starting. And that makes sense with Saturn going direct. It's that putting it into action, making something happen. And I really got this energy too of the Eight of Swords. This is your Chiron energy. This is a lot of thoughts and things that you've been ruminating on. And I think that it's part of what you need to release and to heal, that you need to make that decision to move forward and past it. I know that having things go back through your chart over that Chiron energy is really hard. That when Saturn hits anything in your chart conjunct, it isn't fun, and Chiron is not a fun one. So the fact that it's at that in Pisces at that degree, it's really a big healing moment for you coming up. And then you have this energy of the Empress. I think tapping into the receiving energy of what these moons can mean for you. The Empress is about things coming to her. It's allowing that to come in. Because part of when you ask for something and you're making things happen and you're taking a step towards your goal, it's also not checking on it every 5 minutes. It's like you can't bake a cake if you keep opening the oven door. You have to set the intention, set and start on that progress, and then move forward with the faith that, okay, I know that this is going to be taken care of for my greatest and highest good. The other thing I also pulled from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, not pulled, had a volunteer. And I will say that when Saturn goes back over your Chiron, and it always does things in a not very fast motion. So as it approaches from this 12 degrees, I think you will get your answers as to how best you can move on and forward in a physical way. So this is a card number 6. It's called the Cosmic Womb. Such feminine energy keeps showing up very strongly for you. The Cosmic Wound is a reminder that you're undergoing a beautiful process of birthing a new self into being. You don't know who or what it is yet, but you know it's full of life and love and passion and spirit. It's the perfect expression of you, imbued with love incarnate and ignited by the vital spark received from the divine. If you had a difficult time in recent memory, feeling dry and stagnant or lost and unsupported, this is changing right now. You will feel newly inspired as so many ideas beckon for your attention. Know that you're safe to explore the expression of your rejuvenated creativity, releasing all judgment as your curiosity is piqued. You're in the most fertile cycle of your life now, intuitively keen, with heart wide open, mindful that each step in the direction of your dreams and desires is effortlessly supported by all the divine helpers in the unseen realms. So I really do think that you're coming into this great moment of your creativity also opening up, because once you learn how to deal with your Chiron wound, that is your superpower. And this is a great opportunity for you to open up your spiritual connection as well, because Pisces is that spiritual house or spiritual sign. So I think that is what's moving forward for you. And I hope that helped. Yeah, challenging. Oh, Wood Dragon. My grandchild was born this year. So my heart is yours because he's a Wood Dragon. So thanks, Tim, for that. That's actually a cool synchronicity that we just had. Thank you.
All right, so I am going to do, let's see, where's she at? Kim B. All right, so I pulled from the Animal Guides Tarot for you to see what do you need to release with this full moon, and we got the Four of Pentacles. And so the Four of Pentacles is this lack mentality. So it says on here, be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you are spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building walls that keep people out. And so the lack mentality, if you really think that good things only happen to other people, or if you just stay in that stuck place of like, you can only see the negative that's happening in your life and you can't see the positives, that is going to block your manifestations from coming through. And so I pulled your advice card from the Moonology Oracle deck, and we have Cold Moon, Face Your Fears. Right now, you're being asked to face a fear. You may feel alone, but you're not. You have a team of celestial beings loving you and guiding you. However, at the moment, it may be that you need to stand on your own 2 feet more and face whatever fear is stopping you from moving forward. You need to do things on your own right now because you're in a period of soul growth. Whatever is challenging you now is something you need in order to evolve, however hard that may be to believe. Be super kind to yourself and know that you're still connected to the 3-dimensional. Be super kind to yourself and know that you're still connected to the 3-dimensional you who knows that everything now is happening for your highest good. Know this: the more that we resist a lesson, the harder life has to work to show us what we're meant to see. Whatever you're going through now is a lesson. If you can push through fear, you'll come out on the other side a changed person. The whole universe is on your side. So it's time to face the thing that is probably scaring you the most. You did have an exact question, but I didn't actually see it in the chat once we went live. So I hope that this connected with the thing that you were actually most interested in hearing right now. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with Elizabeth.
Hi, so I'm looking for Crystal if you're still here. Crystal, hello. Are you here? I'm going to keep going. I hope you hear me. So, Crystal, I think there's something going on with some guilt issues, feeling very emotionally responsible for something that really doesn't belong to you. And I want you to see this card that came out for you is the snake. And it's not all bad. It can be sometimes about being in survival mode, but it is a little bit of a warning of a couple of things. Not to let your own self-talk or guilt or shame actually cause some toxicity in you. You don't want to poison yourself, and you want to be careful who you surround yourself with. There's a warning here about that. And really to work through any anger issues you might have, any resentment issues you might have, any manipulation you're going through, really got to release that. And if, seriously, if there's like a hook in the situation, think about that and how to best move forward from that. Honestly, this card came out for you, the power of purpose. I really want you to release all of that guilt, shame, anything like that you're feeling, and see your unique place in this world, in this situation, a really clear, authentic viewpoint of your situation where you really put yourself first and where you can be you. And then amazingly enough, this card came out from the Crystal Wisdom Oracle deck, Melanite, which is the wise feminine. We have a lot of that going on here today. And this is to remind you to honestly honor your sacred sexuality and what that means to you, where the hooks are, who's manipulating you, what. That's what you have to work on, and your own self-confidence, honoring the real you and what you want to do and be, and understand that it is a time for rebirth for you. And I love this card because it speaks of maturing as a process of growing wiser, and the soul and the heart do not age. And also the timing of this card is Taurus. So we are in a full moon in Taurus. What a great time to release and bring in this this, bring in you, honestly, bring in you, express the divine feminine that is you. And the other timing is Virgo and Capricorn. So it's really, really resonates. So whatever is going on in some of your relationships, forgive, but mostly forgive yourself and just move forward and attract light, not the dark. That snake is a warning. I hope that helps. And now I am turning it over to Miss Wendy.
You're muted.
Of course I was. All right. Well, what I was saying is the person I was drawn to today was MC, and the card I pulled for you today was clock time, time pressure in a rush, as far as for what you need to release. So I feel like you're really being asked to kind of slow down and not feel so pressured. And when you're thinking about making these decisions and moving forward, to really take your time and really think about it, and give it that time that it needs to really know that you're moving in the direction that you want to be moving in. I know sometimes we can feel really pressured to make a decision, like, well, this is it, everything's just happening so fast, and I need to move forward, and I gotta, pick one thing or the other. But I feel like that's going to hinder you. So I feel like you need to take a breath and release and let go of that, and just really kind of slow down. And then the advice I got from Spirit for that really supports that with, I got storms. Okay. And storms is like where you need to build up a lot of energy to be able to kind of cleanse the energy and the things that you don't need, to be able to release and let go of that, right? And you're not going to be able to build up that energy if you're in a rush. It takes time to build up the energy that you need to be able to release and let go of what you feel like you no longer need, right? And then we also got rock, which is looking for the groundedness in a chaotic situation. Okay, again, asking you to be patient. It says slow and steady is the way to success. Okay, so although there are obstacles, don't be discouraged by a slow progression as long as progress is being made. And I feel like progress is being made. You just really are. I mean, this is a very strong message of being patient. Please be patient and just be careful in your decisions, and don't be afraid that things aren't moving the way that you want to, just because you're not seeing it happen as quickly as you feel like it should. Really, really be patient, and be patient with yourself and others as well. Okay, so I'm going to be handing it over to Angie. So if any of you have not had a reading yet from us, please put a number into the chat so that she can roll her dice and see who she is reading for. Thank you.
Yeah, keep it coming. Wendy, was that rock card, was that a 20?
Yes, the rock was a
Okay.
20, and the others were I think a 14 and a 23, so both fives. So a lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, that's pretty cool.
That rock is a tree of life too on there.
Yeah.
I love it. But that's what I
Yeah.
saw anyway.
It is not here yet, so it is not yet. It is not a 4, 6, 3, 7, 3, 1, or 5. Boy, oh boy. Naomi Felon, you are here. So it was indeed a 2. And I've been noticing, because when Dawn said earlier, the crossroads energy, I was like, oh, I had so many. Like, I think I had every single 2 from every single deck yesterday. So, what you are releasing in order to manifest transformation here, we were talking, I know somebody else got the Empress energy as well. Guys, remember that it's not just like if you're a male here, you're not left out because we all have those yin and yangs within us. And so, this is about creativity. What are we intentionally creating? What can we release? It's like these, I keep seeing these, focusing on these stymies here, on these lilies that are fertilizing everything else. So for me, it's about releasing the expectation of what it is that you're creating, because that powder that's on the inside of lilies, it gets everywhere. It's going to go where it wants to go, no matter how careful I am. It gets everywhere, even if I use the wet paper towels. So this is like, yes, we're throwing that intention out there to create, but what we need to release is the control of what we're trying to create. We've got to just put it out there and say, whatever is for the best and highest good, what will be, because if we're trying to manipulate something that's extremely hard to control in the first place, right? Then we just slow down what it is that we're trying to manifest. The bottom of the deck here, our environmental energy being the Six of Cups, we can't create this how we've created before. Okay, we can't create how we have created in the past. So Six of Cups is all about really examining our past actions. What happened during that Pisces retrograde that we can now look back at with a different intention as far as releasing the intention. We are at the full moon. That is Empress energy. That's when we throw our arms up and say because we're riding the ride that we made 2 weeks ago. And for the last question, what's Spirit's advice about moving forward? How can you sharpen this intention moving forward as we go forward here at that 12 degrees and odd minutes of Pisces with Saturn. And yep, thank you. Advice, starfish spirit, be open to infinite possibilities. So releasing it has to be this, it has to be that, right? It's regrowing again. So if you feel like you've lost one of your little starfish leggies, it's growing back, you're creating it again. Okay. But this time, try to really not control it as much, put a bigger intention around it of, I want to help people with XYZ, or I make the intention a little bit broader instead of so specific, because that makes it hard for the universe to kind of narrow down those energies for you. I hope you are okay. I hope that does help you, Naomi. I love that name. Such a cool name. I hope that helps a little bit there. Try to not control the lily dust.
Okay, so we're starting round 2. Judy, are you still with us? And I was called to read for you. And great. And I thought I saw in the chat that you just got back from vacation and that you were happy to have your own bed. So I'm sure there's stories behind that. But the first card that I pulled for what you need to release is an interesting one. It's the Nine of Cups. And this is the mermaid deck. And you see bubbles coming up from each of the cups. And this is typically a card of wishes fulfilled, your dreams, your desires. And when it's in a release position, could it be that you have been investing a lot of your time and energy for the good of others to the exception of self? And so is there an opportunity of releasing the needs of everyone else to the exception of you, and prioritizing self-love and self-care as a first order priority? So that was the first message. And what we want Spirit's advice, I pulled from, this is a Lunar Nomads Oracle. And it was interesting, Judy, because this is all about the heart. And it's a 24, which is a 6, which, you know, is indicative of, it's the lovers. But the heart is, it's basically talking about the heart is a gentle reminder that we are lights in the universe, growing, thriving, giving, taking, and evolving. Each thing that you give your heart to takes a little piece of your divine sweetness. The heart can thrive on passion and grace, or wither and die from pain and disappointment. What are you giving your heart to? So I got curious, and I thought, well, Spirit, give me one last message here. So I pulled, I'm using runes, and this is an old Viking tradition, and these are ancient symbols. So I pulled this rune for you, Judy, and this is the messenger rune. So I said, okay, if Judy is opening up her heart and focusing on self-love and self-care and taking care of her happiness, what does Spirit want to bring? And it says, if you are receiving messages, signals, and gifts, it is a sign. New lives begin with new connections, surprising linkages that direct you onto new pathways. Take care now to be very aware during visits, meetings, chance encounters. When the messenger rune brings sacred knowledge, you are truly blessed. When you draw this rune, expect the unexpected. This message is also a call to a new life. It tells you that a connection with the divine is at hand. It is a signal to explore the depths, the foundation of life, and to experience the inexhaustible wellspring of the divine in your nature. So there's something about you starting a new chapter, opening your heart chakra, focusing on your needs, and allow this beautiful new energy to come through the messenger rune. So you might get something out of the blue, a new relationship, a new friendship, something that's going to warm your heart and really open up your heart chakra. And Judy, I hope that helps. It was a pleasure, and I will turn it back to Dawn.
Hello, I'm going to be reading for Cher. So I actually had shuffled and let cards come out as they wish to come out. And one of the things that, as part of what you need to release to bring in this full moon, this is 4 of Cups. This is stuck energy and the fear of missing out, that sense of, you're not going anywhere. It's just, I think of that as that energy of you're not, you just don't feel like you're in the right place. So one of the things that came out next was this 4 of Swords. And to me, this means that you do have some healing that needs to take place, which I would say I would use the full moon for release as well for you, because I feel it's important that whatever it is that has wounded you and made you feel like you're feeling out of place. And I say the word wounded, and then you look at this poor wolf. So I really feel like there's healing. There's definite healing that needs to take place for you. And I do feel that because I had the Queen of Coins, I have to cover this, use discretion, because we can get banged for this if we don't be careful. So this is the Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins knows how to do self-care. And I think that's very important. Self-care in this time, especially as we have a strong healing energy with Chiron going on. And you know how to take care of yourself, and you know how to make money. And in this, you can see the snake that's kind of showing up here. She's not concerned about the snake. She's really not. She's like, I'm stepping over it. I'm going through it. I'm on my way. And so then I looked at the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and I really love this message. It's a 50 card, and it's called Spirit of the River, Movement Toward Adventure, Addiction to Problems, Allowing and Trusting the Current. Isn't this a beautiful card? Spirit of the River. The Spirit of the River invites you to step into the flow, to stop swimming against or avoiding the current. Allow the waters to carry you downstream, away from the eddies and whirlpools. It's time to heed the call of a new adventure waiting for you. Stop working on the problem for a while. The issue is not what it seems. It is your addiction to fixing what has gone bad that is consuming so much of your time. Work to create a greater good, and the bad will resolve itself on its own. There is nothing that you can accomplish with more efforting, as the situations in your life right now are subject to forces beyond your control. Recognize this. Step back and trust the flow. There is no loss of face or lack of honor or integrity. It is simply the way things are at the moment. When this card appears, it is time to say yes to the next leg of your journey. Your life is like a river, inevitably and inexorably, I can't even say that word, flowing to the sea, which is your divine destination. Be fearless and release yourself to the rushing water in the middle of the stream. Whatever it is you are holding on to, the feelings, the thoughts, the beliefs about how things are or how they should or could be, can be fixed easily with the power of the spirit of the river. Simply let go and enjoy the thrill of the ride. All will be well. And this to me says, go along with the flow of the river. This is Saturn turning direct. Just stay in the current. It'll get you where you want to go. Things are being set in motion. Fate is taking a hand. And just make sure before you get to the middle of the water that you've had your time to rest and heal. So this is, I think, very much for everyone. Saturn is in Pisces. It is the current. It is strong. Don't fight it. And I will be moving on to Jen next.
Okay, so I have pulled for, where's she at? Monique. I can't find her. There we go, Monique. Okay, so I pulled with the Animal Guides Tarot. What do you need to release with this full moon? And we got the Queen of Wands. And it took me a minute to see how this one fit in as to what you needed to release. But what I got is that you need to release your self-limiting beliefs, because the Queen of Wands, she knows what she wants. She goes after it and she gets it because she knows her value. She knows her worth. She has confidence. And I think that's the thing that you need more of. And so releasing your self-limiting beliefs so that you know that you can step into this Queen of Wands energy. And it says on here, don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. And then I pulled your advice from the Moonology deck, and we have Moon Rising and the Truth. And I think the truth that it's talking about here is the truth about who you are, is what's coming out. There's no hiding when this card comes up. The truth is going to come out, or maybe it already has, but you still need to face up to it. As Buddha was reported to have said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. When this card comes up, the only thing to do is to be scrupulously honest with yourself. Face facts. Maybe you need to show your feelings a little more. Maybe there's a situation that you need to be more honest about. Are you showing how you feel, or are you hiding? What is the truth of your situation? Are you being honest with yourself and everyone else? If you are, then this card is a positive omen, telling you that everything is going to work out just fine, because the truth will, I don't know. I don't understand what this is saying. There's also a sense with this card that the truth will be exposed sooner rather than later. So it shouldn't be too long before the issue you're wrestling with will be resolved. But make sure that you're absolutely transparent and truthful. And so, like I said, I just feel like the honesty is coming back as to you're really realizing your own worth, your own value, and what you will and will not settle for. All right. So let's see. We're moving from here to Elizabeth. All right, my mouse is not working. All right.
And I pulled for Lucy. Is she still here? And while I look, by the way, Tim's not the only guy. I think Ed is here. Oh, my giddy aunt. And is Lucy here? We got another man. We have a man in the house. So Lucy, what's going on? Because I'm getting all the people that feel guilty. Is she here? Okay, Lucy, I think this has to do with a partner in your life, or maybe somebody you want to manifest, or maybe somebody you need to let go. He's not your traditional guy. but nonetheless, very strong, very powerful. There could be some manipulation going on. I do have a lot of 5s. So even though this is 14, which is Temperance in my mind, I know I'm going to confuse you. So I want you to have patience and know that you are divinely guided through this situation. And this card is called the Beautiful Uncaging, because if you do feel guilty, Lucy, that's just kind of, well, it's a powerful emotion, but it can lead you down the wrong path. And some of the messages that are important here are about self-blame, the negative self-talk, any guilt, any shame. That type of thing is what you really need to release around this person or somebody that you want to bring in. So release the past relationships and guilt and anything like that so you can manifest the new, or at the same time, really forgive yourself in this situation and really be super honest with yourself, really take inventory. We've got the Hierophant here. I know you're vulnerable at this time, but the key is to really dig deep into your self-worth so you can get unstuck from any guilt you might have at the root of this, because there is a lot of truth. And what do I want to say about this? Where you really call a spade and you aren't the one taking all the responsibility. Okay, I hope that helps so much. And I'm going to now go over to Wendy again. And thank you guys. Do remember, if we don't get to you, we'll be back Monday, but we're trying.
Okay. So this time around, I am pulling cards for Britt. And Britt, for what to release with this full moon, I got the Queen of Swords. Okay. And so for me, the Queen of Swords is somebody who really stands in their truth, which I'm not saying that you should let go and release what you believe is true. But I think if there's anything that you've been holding on to as kind of a false truth or some kind of false bravado or something to kind of keep yourself up, or think of it almost kind of like a crutch. It's time to release and let go of that. And to really hold on to what is true for you. So if there's anything where you've been kind of leaning on it, but it's not really what's true for you, you need to clear that energy out. For the messages I got, advice from Spirit and your best way to move forward, I got the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So with the Knight of Pentacles, that's doing the work. That's what I've been having so many messages of this for all of us. And just moving forward is we all have to do the work. We have to choose to do that and to move forward. And it takes time, and it is not fun, and it can be grueling. And I feel like in the meantime, you feel like by doing the work, you feel maybe like you're missing out on something, or you're missing a sign, or like kind of like as you're doing the work, you're like looking for the next thing that's supposed to catch your eye. But it's really just about actually thinking about yourself and doing the work on yourself, and not to get so distracted by the other things that are coming by or the other people that are passing through. Yes, there will be some impact, but especially in this next year, I just feel like this is such a time for rebirth of self for so many people, that we really have to, make the choice to really take a good hard look at ourselves and what is true for us and what we need to move forward to have our best and highest good for ourselves, so that we can kind of become this, even if it's unbeknownst to us, a kind of a beacon of light for others who are searching for the same thing, to kind of give hope. And we need to, it starts with us, so I feel like you really are having to kind of shift your focus from what you think other people expect from you, and really shift your focus onto what do you expect from yourself? What do you want for yourself? And put all of your time and energy into that, and try not to let yourself get distracted. So, all right, I'm glad that resonates for you, Britt. And let's see. So we're going to move on to Angie. This is probably going to be our last read. So anybody who hasn't had a reading from us yet, please go ahead and put in a number so she can roll the dice, and we'll see who's left. All right.
Wendy, right as you pulled that Queen of Swords, I picked up the deck to shuffle, and it was Justice there. So that Libra energy was coming out super strong. Okay, guys, go ahead and add your number in. It is not 8 or 4. So my intention with these cards is whoever pulls the number that I roll, keep it coming, keep it coming. And Dawn, this is for you. I found this came out on my live the other night, and I was like, oh, I got to remember to tell Dawn. But it's carry wood, chop wood and carry vodka. So I thought that was great. Keep it coming, guys. The numbers can repeat, so keep that in mind. It's not 8, 4, 7, 3, 6, or 1 or 5. And usually that lets me know that that is a group or for everyone, not that they all aren't. There's Miss Peggy with R2. But I do feel like this is, like we always say, guys, we're all swimming in the same energy together right here, right now. So there are a lot of synchronicities tonight. Take something from every single reader, okay? Because all of they're pulling on this energy that we're all in. And so take what kind of dinged for you. So, Miss Peggy here, taking what can we release to manifest transformation? This looks like it's like sticking or stuck at the place of should I, shouldn't I? I'm really afraid that that alligator is going to turn around and bite me in the asterisk, but it also might be an amazing jump that's going to help leap you forward because you can ride that alligator's back and get there quicker. And also this yellow solar plexus, as long as you're following, see how the alligator tail is dangling that happiness. As long as you feel passionate and happiness toward that new start, try not to overthink it too much. Okay, we're getting those. I got 2 twice tonight. So that dualistic energy, should I or shouldn't I? If it lights up your solar plexus, go for it. That's your internal divining rod. And then as far as what spirit advice about moving forward or how you can sharpen your intention, Ace of Swords. So that's literally the Ace of Swords information to sharpen our intention there. See how this is connected to the Nautilus energy here, right at the very, very center. How can we sharpen our intention? Spirit's advice is, I'm trying to give you the keys. I'm downloading these messages into your pineal gland. Now we've got to slow down long enough to actually access the messages. And the messages are about seeds you've already planted regarding an Ace of Wands. So that is some strong energy there as far as you might be evaluating the truth of, is the juice worth the squeeze? Fueling this energy in the environment is a King of Wands energy. So somebody very fiery and passionate, someone who dances to their own dang drumbeat, no matter what. But this is something that you, a seed that you've already planted, and you're wondering, now what? Should I? Shouldn't I? And it's all about the truth of, well, does it light up your solar plexus or doesn't it? Narrow it down to that simple question. Does this make me happy? Does this make me passionate? Because you've already planted those seeds, and it's like, now I'm kind of reviewing, was the juice worth the squeeze? It is, if it makes you feel passionate. Okay, Ace of Wands. So there's our 11 energy there too for you with the two aces. I hope that helps you out. It looks pretty, it looks hot to me. So if this is it looks spicy. If I got that for myself, I would be like, yes, we're doing this. But that's just me. So I hope that helps you, Miss Peg.
What was that? Spicy? Spicy? What was that?
Yeah, it looks spicy, spicy. It looks super spicy.
And in my pickup card, there was that carry water, chop wood. I can't get enough of that this week.
The keys were the one.
Carry vodka.
The keys were the ones that were sticking out to me. How many keys came out? Because you had that in your pick a card too.
Yes, thank you for watching that. I know.
Did someone else get a key?
Yeah, there were
that
keys showing up in the cards. Yeah. And Angie just said something about the key too. So it was just like, wow, okay, these things really are tying together.
There's actually a lot of synchronicities tonight too. So got like 6s, 4s came up quite a bit. I think we saw every single 4. We had the 4. Did we have the 4 of Pentacles? Because we had cups, swords, and
I had the 4 of Pentacles. Yep.
Cups twice. Okay, so all of those 4.
So just so you guys know in the chat, they can do this for like 2 hours. we're gonna go talk about that in a minute. We geek out on this stuff. I'm gonna turn it over to Dawn real quick.
Yeah.
He has a really cool ritual.
And it's funny that you were talking about keys, because when I did the actual ritual part, I did 2 videos. One is about getting prepared for the ritual, which is basically using your intuition to pick either out your crystals or things that you pick up on a walk or anything like that. And because it's this 1111 portal, 11 items, and they are surrounding your candle as we use this. So that's what the first video is about, is telling you how to do things, and then connecting with each object that you've chosen. So then the actual video, in that actual video, I use all 3 of the goddesses. Hecate gives everyone a key to utilize. So we're all around the fire. If you've watched any of my things before, we have our group fire, and in this meditation, and her thing is she's giving everyone a key to take back with them to help them unlock those doors that they're going to be faced with. So there's that. And I just realized that I'm wearing my Chiron necklace today, but so there's that energy. But I really think that it's something that you guys can do. And I wanted to remember to tell you that I actually did this 3 minutes after the full moon perfected. So in the quantum way of things, that's when you're doing it. And we're all doing it together during that time, because that's how quantum works. So that's available for you out there. And I hope that you enjoy it. But the idea is to use the power of everybody being together to release what is no longer serving us, and then to bring in those things with this portal energy that is going to be leading us into when the nodes change signs and everybody's given a new set of lessons to learn. So I hope that you guys will all enjoy that. And back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, that's so cool. It is. I want to go check that out. And I did a video for 1111 that's a little bit more focused on sacred geometry and symbols for the portal. If you guys want to check that out, that's on my channel. I mean, Angie's pumping it out every day on her channel. Sorry about the echo. Cerise goes deep with Akashic Records, you guys. I mean, everybody here has so many talents. So do come every day. Check us out. If we didn't get to read for you or it didn't resonate or something, please come back. We'll be here Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tell all your friends. We do really want to. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Peggy. We really want to grow with you, and we really want to reach our goal of 1,000 links sooner than later. Let's go. That's what we're manifesting with the key.
So close. Yeah.
I'm putting the key in, you guys, starting the engine so you can bring, what do we need, about 250 more people
Well, not
like
even
now.
that much. Yeah.
Like now. I don't want to wait. I want it now. And I thank you. We really do love you. I wish you a very peaceful, relaxing weekend and into the holidays, but we will see you Monday. Mwah. Peace.